Hey folks, we did it. Orientation is officially finished and we are ready to start in the course. If you haven't finished orientation, I really suggest you step it up today because the e-learning program is removing anyone who isn't finished orientation later on in the week. So you need to be finished that by the end of today would be a very good idea. So for those of you who are ready to start with the course, I'll show you how to get started. There's a new news item. I would read it. It gives you some good information about the course, a lot of questions that I get in the first week. If you have a question and you don't understand, please put it in the question and answers discussion area. I get the text to my phone right away and I should be able to answer it faster than if you page me. If you page me or email me, I don't get a notification to my phone. So we're going to start in two places. First, we're going to start in the checklist. The checklist for the whole course is done. So you can see when stuff's going to be due in May if you want, but you are done these two, and Unit 1 is next. By the end of the week, I'll reorder them, so your top checklist that you should be working on is at the top, but since there are still a couple people left in orientation, I'm going to leave it the way it is for now. So yours will look a little bit different than mine because I'm the teacher, but all of the dates are there. I've also created a Google Calendar, and I'm going to share the link with you in this email. So if you have a widget on your phone and you want to keep track of your due dates that way, all the due dates for Unit 1 are already in the Google Calendar. So you can see this week there's two things on the agenda, reading activity 1 and reading activity 2. You can watch the videos if you want. They talk about the content as well, so whatever works for your learning curve. And then there are two tasks. One which is summative feedback, so it's going on your evidence record, and one that is not going on your evidence record, which is the fashion Wordle. So once we look at the checklist, we're ready to go to the content. So to go to the content, I go here and click content. We're in Unit 1, so we're just going to start at the top and go from there. So these little pagey guys are pretty useful. So when you finish a page, they're at the top and at the bottom, and so you can just keep going. So here's the unit overview. This is what all the things we're going to be learning in Unit 1. Wow, we're going to be so knowledgeable by the end of Unit 1. It's not even funny. Flipping the page, there's an overview for every activity, so it gives you just an idea, a short little paragraph as to what we're learning. So we're learning about why people wear clothing in a nutshell, and then the learning goals are here as well. So by the end of the activity, you should be able to do these things. The content is really the meat of it. Never skip the content or you're likely not to be very successful on the assignment. I can also see how long you spend on a content page. So if you're floundering in the course, that's one of the first things I'm going to be looking at is how long are you spending in the content. Depending on your learning style, you might want to take notes as you read, or you might want to do a mind map or something like that. It's really up to you. But the idea is you need to learn this stuff, however it is that you learn. Of course, my internet is not cooperating. All right, so there's content in the bottom, and it's a lot of reading. So if a lot of reading isn't your style, I've made PowerPoints for all of the content, and I narrate through some of the content and explain it to you. So there's little questions throughout. So if you want to do this Edpuzzle, you can do that. And it might ask you to sign in with Google, but it's no big deal. It will just take a second, and once you do it once, it will remember you, see, it can remember me, and you won't have to do it again. So I'd highly recommend going through the Edpuzzles. I make them for you, so check them out. So you need to learn this content, you have to read through it or listen to it, figure it out because you'll need it for the assignment page. The assignment for the task is here, slowly but surely. And what you're going to do is you're going to do a bunch of different quizzes. So you can see quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3. And you're just going to kind of take notes on these things as you read. And then there are some reflection questions after you've finished all 3 quizzes. So you're going to just type that out either in a Google Doc or a Word doc, and you're going to upload it to the Dropbox. The Dropbox link is here. And you can also go to it through the Dropbox way if you want to go that way. You can go that way too. And the rubric for the task is here. So I'm looking if you've answered the questions, and I'm looking at if your communication is good for a grade 11 level. So this should give you a good idea as to your baseline, as to if you're doing really well or if you're doing good or if you want to step it up a little bit. This should be that first diagnostic assignment in fashion. So you need to do this by Tuesday. So that means maybe look at the content today and start some quizzes, and then finish up the quizzes and do the reflection questions tomorrow. All the due dates in the course are 11:59. So that's it for the first couple days. You're just going to rinse and repeat for activity 2, but activity 2 is due later in the week. So have a great time, as great of a time as you can, and email me or page me or post in the question and answers discussion forum, better yet, if you have any questions.